GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action. Live from the GMNA News Center, this is the Lunch Break News Hour.
Good afternoon, I'm CJ Waterhouse. The new 815 bus will finally link the West Island to Trudeau Airport, and the mayor just pledged an accelerated rollout of police body cameras after the recent allegations. Expect minor traffic delays from construction. Over to you, Jeff.
The Montreal Franco's Festival is presenting 10 free concerts, beginning today and continuing through next week, featuring local and international francophone artists across downtown venues.
One of the free performances will take place Saturday night at Place des Arts, showcasing the indie group Les Etoiles with a 2-hour set.
All concerts are open-air, wheelchair-accessible, and free of charge, with complimentary subtitles projected for hearing-impaired attendees at each venue throughout the city.
All right, let's get into it, starting with the new 815 bus that will link the West Island to Trudeau Airport this summer, opening next July. Let's dive straight into what's shaping our day, key developments at home, across the city, and around the world that you need to know.
Officials announced a new 815 bus line that will link the Des Sources REM station with Montreal Trudeau Airport starting in mid-June. The service runs through the summer and into the fall, giving West Island commuters a direct public transit option to the airport. The route begins at the Des Sources station on the REM's western branch, travels east along the 40 corridor, and makes stops at key park and ride sites before reaching the airport terminals. Transportation planners said the line addresses a long-standing gap in connectivity for residents on the island's western edge. Riders can expect a regular schedule with buses arriving every 20 minutes during peak periods. The addition of the 815 route expands the island's transit network ahead of the busy travel season. Officials expect the service to attract hundreds of riders daily and reduce road congestion during peak travel times.
Shots rang out Saturday night at a party in Angrignon Park, sparking a swift police response. Officers arrived within minutes after hearing gunfire and secured the area. The gathering, organized by local residents near the park's main pavilion, attracted several dozen attendees. A suspect was detained without incident, and authorities confirmed there were 0 injuries among the revelers. The investigation remains ongoing, with detectives reviewing surveillance footage and interviewing witnesses to determine a motive. Police emphasized that the arrest was made on the scene and that public safety teams are continuing to patrol the neighborhood. The suspect is being held at the Borough Detention Center pending charges. Community members were urged to remain vigilant as the inquiry proceeds. Officials said they will brief the public later today. No further details have been released at this time.
Yesterday, the Service de Police de la Ville de Montreal announced a formal probe into 16 officers from the Montreal Nord neighborhood station. The internal investigation was launched after multiple allegations of racist conduct surfaced within the force. Police officials said the review will follow standard protocol and involve an independent oversight body to assess the claims. Community members gathered outside the station, expressing shock while noting they were not entirely surprised by the accusations. The SBVM confirmed that all 16 officers are being placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of the inquiry. No charges have been filed at this stage, and the department has pledged full cooperation with any external agencies involved. The investigation marks a significant step in addressing concerns of bias within the city's police service and public trust moving forward.
Mayor Valérie Plante told reporters yesterday that the city's trust in the SBVM has been broken. She promised to provide answers and to speed up the deployment of body camera equipment for every officer. The pledge follows a wave of allegations that some police officers engaged in racist conduct, sparking public calls for greater accountability. The mayor said the City of Montreal will allocate additional resources to purchase and install the cameras within the next few months, aiming for island-wide coverage as quickly as possible. She emphasized that transparency and community confidence are essential for effective policing. SBVM officials acknowledged the concerns and pledged full cooperation with the accelerated rollout. The move marks the latest step in a series of reforms the city is considering after the recent scrutiny of police bias.
Artists in the Mile X neighborhood voiced alarm yesterday as city planners unveiled a redevelopment proposal for the red brick industrial building at 435 Beaubien Avenue West, the corner of Beaubien and Duracher. The structure, long home to a collective of studios, is regarded as a cultural landmark within the district. Developers intend to replace the existing facility with mixed-use construction, a move that could displace the creators who have occupied the space for years. Representatives of the artist community said the loss would erase a unique environment that nurtures experimental work and public exhibitions. Municipal officials have not disclosed a timeline for the project, but the proposal has already sparked a petition demanding preservation of the historic studios. The outcome will affect the creative fabric of Mile X and its reputation as a hub for independent art.
The 815 bus to Trudeau Airport. Look at Jean Leloup's Le Dome turning 30 at Montreal Franco's. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad you're with us. Now let's dive into today's local stories with Jeff Laflamme right after the break.
Jean Leloup's landmark album, Le Dome, will be celebrated this Sunday evening at the Franco's de Montreal. The festival is set to feature a special tribute as the record reaches its 30th anniversary. Released in 1996, Le Dome helped define a generation of Quebec music and remains a touchstone for fans of the province's rock scene. Organizers say the program will include live performances of several tracks, archival footage and interviews that trace the album's influence over 3 decades. For listeners who grew up with the record, it's a chance to hear the songs in a fresh setting, while younger audiences get a glimpse of why the work still resonates. The event runs from early evening until midnight, offering a full night of music under the city's summer sky.
The Burgundy Lion is rolling out its biggest soccer nights yet as the 2026 FIFA World Cup kicks off. Starting June 12th, the downtown bar will screen every match, inviting fans to gather around its long-standing tables and big-screen TVs. Owners say they're expanding the beer list and adding a few extra screens to handle the surge of supporters expected for the tournament. Regulars know the place for its lively atmosphere during every international competition, and this World Cup promises even more energy. The venue plans special food platters and a loyalty card for repeat visitors throughout the month. With the city's soccer lovers already planning trips to the pub, the Burgundy Lion expects a packed house for each game, turning the bar into a community hub for the duration of the competition.
With just over 100 days left, the city is gearing up for the UCI Road World Championships. The week-long competition will roll through the streets from September 20th through 27th, drawing the world's top cyclists to the province's capital. Organizers say the course will showcase iconic neighborhoods, riverfront avenues, and challenging climbs that local riders know well. Hotels and restaurants expect a surge in visitors, while traffic plans aim to minimize disruption for commuters. Public transit will add extra service on the main corridors to help cyclists and spectators move around safely. The event also offers a chance for local businesses to welcome an international audience and for fans to witness elite racing up close. As the dates approach, volunteers are being trained and safety measures are being finalized, ensuring the championship runs smoothly for athletes and spectators alike.
Residents, parents, and alumni have mobilized to keep Villa Maria College on its historic Notre Dame de Grace campus in Ndaizi, Montreal. School officials acknowledge that any path forward must confront a deep financial shortfall threatening the institution's ability to remain in place. Over the past weeks, thousands of community members have signed petitions, organized rallies, and met with trustees, insisting the school's legacy in the neighborhood should not be lost. Administrators warn that without a viable funding solution, the college could be forced to vacate its longtime site. The campaign underscores how closely the school is woven into daily life for families in the area, from morning drop-offs to after-school programs. Officials say negotiations are ongoing, but a clear plan to address the fiscal crisis remains elusive as the summer progresses. City Council members have been asked to review possible subsidies, though no commitments have been announced.
10 free concerts will light up the city this week as part of the 37th edition of the Franco's de Montreal. From June 12th through June 20th, the annual Franco's Festival rolls out a lineup of francophone artists across a variety of venues, all at no cost to the public. The program includes everything from upbeat pop to acoustic folk, giving families, students, and commuters alike a chance to pause and enjoy live music in neighborhood parks and community halls. Organizers say the free series aims to broaden access to the city's vibrant French-language music scene, especially for those who might not attend ticketed shows. With 10 performances scheduled over 9 days, residents can drop by a concert on a lunch break, after work, or during a weekend stroll, adding a lively soundtrack to everyday life.
Now let's get a look at your afternoon forecast with our meteorologist coming up.
A gentle drizzle lingers as we step into Montreal's midday weather, perfect for planning your afternoon. On this day, Montreal's record high stands at 27.5 degrees, set in 2022 during an unexpected late summer heat wave that sent many locals scrambling for shade. The record low is a modest 7 degrees, recorded in 2020 when a sudden Arctic dip blanketed the city in frost, a rare cold snap for mid-June. By contrast, our climate normals hover around a high of 24 degrees and a low of 15, giving today's mild 20 degrees a comfortable middle ground. Right now at noon, Montreal is feeling a gentle drizzle with the temperature steady at 19 degrees. Humidity sits high at 81%, and a calm 14-kilometer-per-hour breeze from the southwest keeps the air fresh. Skies will stay mostly overcast through the early afternoon, with the light rain lingering into the evening. Temperatures will hold steady around 19 degrees, giving a pleasant coolness as the sun dips. The UV index remains at 5, well below the caution threshold, and wind will peak at 21 kilometers per hour from the same direction. It feels a touch cooler than the typical June high of 24 degrees, making it comfortable for outdoor errands. No weather alerts are in effect, so you can enjoy your lunch plans without worry. Looking ahead to the next 5 days, Monday starts with a cloud-filled sky and a high of 19 degrees, dropping to a low of 11 as the night deepens. Tuesday brightens up, offering clear skies and a pleasant high of 22 degrees, while temperatures dip to 14 at night, perfect for an evening stroll. Wednesday brings a mix of clouds and a chance of showers, with a 23-degree high and 15-degree low, and a modest 20% chance of rain in the afternoon. Thursday turns wetter, as overcast conditions dominate and an 85% rain probability looms, though highs stay around 21 and lows near 17. Friday eases slightly with light rain and a 35% chance, keeping the high at 22 and the low at 14, ending the workweek on a damp but manageable note.
Later we'll break down today's traffic snarls, the Canadiens captain's Selk win and the Communauto car sharing expansion. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
Major congestion persists on Pont de l'Île aux Tourtes, where lane closures are slowing traffic to a crawl. Drivers heading east toward the island should consider alternative crossings such as the Viau Bridge. The biggest bottleneck downtown is at Exit 8, where Boulevards Gouin and Henry Bourassa converge. Construction forces emerge that adds 10 to 20 minutes during peak flow. Boulevard Gouin remains heavily backed up, especially between Henry Bourassa and the Descartes Expressway. The Descartes Expressway between Rue Jean Talon and Chemin de la Côte Saint-Luc is under a project, keeping the left lane closed and feeding traffic onto the right, so expect a queue that could stretch a kilometer. The Laurentides interchange is also under work, with a major hindrance inside and a minor slowdown on the approaches. Autoroute 520 and Autoroute Métropolitain near Boulevard Lacordaire are lightly affected, moving at normal speeds. No transit disruptions are reported this morning, and the rest of the network should stay clear through the afternoon.
There are no verified listings available for today. And now here's Jason with sports.
Two major NHL stories, award winners in Montreal and a playoff surge for Carolina. Montreal Canadiens captain Nick Suzuki captured the Frank J. Selk Trophy, recognizing his elite two-way play, while forward Cole Caulfield earned the Lady Byng Trophy for sportsmanship and skill, the league announced Friday, according to CBC Sports NHL. The awards highlight the Habs' balanced approach. Logan Stankoven propelled the Carolina Hurricanes past the Montreal Canadiens in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final, netting one of 3 first-period goals as the Hurricanes secured a series win and moved on to the Stanley Cup Final, CBC Sports NHL reported Tuesday. In Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final, the Carolina Hurricanes advanced to the Stanley Cup Final by defeating the Montreal Canadiens, with Logan Stankoven scoring one of 3 first-period goals, CBC Sports NHL reports. The win ends Montreal's playoff run.
Communauto, the car-sharing service now spreading across Montreal, just unveiled its biggest expansion yet. The company is adding hundreds of electric vehicles to its fleet, rolling out fresh stations on Nuns Island and striking a partnership that brings cars to the West Island for the first time. That means residents from Verdun to Côte Saint-Luc can hop into a clean, low-cost ride without owning a car, easing traffic and cutting emissions citywide. For Montrealers who love a quick, green commute, Communauto's growth turns the city's streets into a shared resource, keeping our neighborhoods livable and our air cleaner. The expansion also creates new jobs for local technicians and drivers, reinforcing the city's green economy. It's a step toward a more sustainable, connected Montreal. And now a feel-good note. Jean Leloup's Le Dôme celebrates 30 years at the Montreal Francos, a musical milestone we love.
Coming up tonight at 6, the local sunset. Your neighborhood, your city, your news. From city hall decisions to the stories happening right on your street, we cover what matters most to Montrealers. Join us tonight at 6 p.m. on GMNA for the local sunset, Montreal's evening newscast.
The Montreal Fringe Festival bursts onto the Plateau Mont-Royal this weekend, with more than 800 performances from over 500 artists turning Myland into a living stage. The energy is electric, and the streets are alive with music, comedy, and daring theater. Carl Dumont is there. Carl Dumont.
Thanks CJ Waterhouse. I'm standing on St. Laurent Boulevard in Myland, the air humming with coffee cups and a distant drum line. Bright banners flutter above sidewalk cafes, each announcing a different show. Over 800 performances by more than 500 artists are lighting up the plateau this week, spilling out of cramped theaters, warehouse lofts, and even the back of a bakery. The scent of fresh bagels mixes with the perfume of street artists' spray paint as crowds drift from a kinetic dance piece on a fire-escaped balcony to a whispered monologue inside an intimate gallery. Tickets are affordable, and the relaxed, festival-style atmosphere invites families, students and tourists alike to linger, chat, and discover something new around every corner. The festival runs from June 1st to June 21st, and for many local creators, the Fringe is a rare chance to turn street corners into stages and strangers into supporters. Carl Dumont, virtually at Plateau Mont-Royal.
In the heart of Old Montreal, on the cobblestones of Place Jacques Cartier, a modest crowd gathered under a bright June sky. Mayor Waterhouse stood beside a local artist, brush in hand, as residents of all ages watched a fresh mural take shape. The painting, vivid blues and golds swirling around the word together, was a spontaneous response to the mayor's recent pledge that any form of racial profiling would not be tolerated. Children from the nearby community center handed out lemonade, their laughter mixing with the soft hum of a street musician's accordion. As the final stroke landed, the mayor stepped forward, thanking the volunteers and promising a citywide listening tour to ensure every neighborhood feels heard. The moment felt like a quiet triumph, a visual reminder that dialogue can turn policy into lived hope. Across the square, a retired police officer placed a single white rose on the wall, a simple gesture of solidarity. When the paint dried, the crowd applauded, and a local choir sang a hopeful refrain, echoing the colors on the wall. Montreal continues to stand together, building a city where every voice matters.
On a bright Saturday in the Plateau, a pop-up donation station set up under a striped awning draws a steady stream of passers-by. Hema Quebec volunteers in teal shirts hand out reusable water bottles, while a local jazz trio provides a low-key soundtrack. Among the line is a teenage skateboarder, his mother's arm tucked into a fresh bandage, both smiling at the thought of turning a summer outing into a life-saving act. The campaign, launched this week, stretches from the bustling markets of St. Henry to the quiet parks of Outre-Mon, aiming to keep blood and plasma supplies robust while the city enjoys its vacation rhythm. Coordinators have placed bright orange ribbons on storefronts, and a bakery on St. Laurent has pledged a slice of each croissant to the cause. The vivid image of a child handing a donor a thank you drawing, crayon bright hearts surrounding a single drop of red, captures the community's quiet generosity. When the last bag is sealed, the team records a tally that will feed hospitals through the heat of July and August, ensuring that the season's leisure does not translate into a shortage of care. Every drop collected today will be there for someone who needs it tomorrow.
Thank you, Montreal, for joining us on the lunch break. Today's highlight, Jean Leloup's Le Dôme turning 30 at Franco's, reminded us of the city's vibrant music legacy. We appreciate your time and look forward to bringing you more stories tomorrow. Stay tuned, stay curious, and have a great afternoon.